Can you have a look now, see if it's on?
Hello, hello. Is that it?
Hang on.
Hello, hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Is that it?
Cool.
I'm a bit delayed,
Can you hear
eh?
me? Yeah, but it's okay. Cool.
You're on my TV. I'm a bit delayed, eh?
Can you hear me? Yeah, but it's okay. Just turn the volume down a bit.
Okay.
Or you can mute yourself for now. Turn the volume down a bit.
Is that better?
You've got some background noise.
Oh yeah, I better do that. Is that better?
It's just coming through.
Have I got? Is it me?
Yeah. So down the bottom, you should have a mute the microphone. It's up the top. You can just mute and unmute when you feel like it. Hi guys, oh, sorry, I forgot I was online. I saw the live. Yeah, so hi Andrea, thank you for coming along. That's right. We have that problem now. Batteries get low. That's understandable. But I'm just so happy that you managed to pop in, because those that I've invited along will just pop in. Some of them are going off to work and the different things, so that's absolutely fine. And thank you, Larry, for congratulating me on my 100th broadcast. Good afternoon, Bex Pearl. Thank you for coming along. Oh, here he is. This is my TBC Revolution, my international son from Nigeria. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sorry, TBC Revolution. But thank you for being here to celebrate my 100th broadcast, which obviously has been quite a journey for me. And so thank you guys for coming along, Bex. Yeah, to me, it's absolutely is a milestone for the complexities of what's been happening with me over the last 2 months, and so I was very pleased to get to this point. So I had managed to cram everything in over the last 2 days, actually. So I was on Friday. I was actually only Nigeria, so I did get it right. Thank you for that, TBC Revolution. And for those that don't know, TBC Revolution, he's my sort of a international son from Nigeria, and he's been a great person in my TBC journey since the inception of my being part of the TBC community. And so if you like me, and I just wanted to. Oh, hi, Femi. Hi, Femi. Thank you for coming along.
Hello, Julz. Can you hear
Hi.
me?
Thank you for coming to enjoy this day with me.
Yeah, congratulations on your 100th broadcast.
Thank you very much.
It's a mile.
It is for me, because it's been such a journey for me over the last couple of months. So
Yes.
I've managed to, since Friday, it was actually on Friday, I was up to number 90. So I thought I was going to pile all these broadcasts in. So I managed to do it. And yeah, so I just wanted to so Femi, you might see the other picture on here. This is my daughter Lace.
Oh, hello, hi. How are you?
So
that sound okay?
Yeah, hi. Yeah, you're on. Say hi.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Great. Nice to meet you.
This is Femi from Nigeria. He's my international son.
Yeah.
And so this is Lace, the one that has put her Kangen water machine into my home.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for bringing that Keegan. Was it alkaline water?
Yeah, Kangen water.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that for your mom. Your mom means a lot to us in the TBC community, and she's an inspiration to all young people, because when you hear our broadcast, what she talks about, and even in her condition, she's able to pull through and encourage everybody else. It gives nobody else in the community an excuse not to do what they need to do. So I look up to Julz. I look up to her because she's an inspiration. She's a fighter, and there are no words to explain it, because most times I talk about her. No, sorry, I talk with her, and she's always encouraging other people, encouraging me. So she's just a wonderful lady, and I'm glad to be part of our team. Part of a friend in TBC community, and also she also honored me by giving me the status of our international son within TBC. So it's just wonderful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that, Femi. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go through the list and welcome everybody here today. So welcome to my daughter Lace Keys, that's here, to Etherium Medlock over in the US. Thank you for coming along. Larry Kiermaier Brown, who's down in Ngarawahia, and Bex Pio, who's over in Puki, and to TBC Revolution from Nigeria.
Wow.
And thank you, guys. My cousin Sharon Waller, who's still here in New Zealand, heading home to Perth on Sunday, I believe. So thank you, cousin, for coming in. And Key, who is also over in Puki. And so thank you, guys, for coming along to share this next half an hour with me. And so anybody that's willing to come in, then I've got the link above or anybody who'd like to come onto my panel. But thank you for that, TBC Revolution. It has been it's been a wonderful experience since I've started broadcasting, which we all started broadcasting around about March the 21st. when the second anniversary happened. So I've sort of master ahead with it, but then I've had my little hiccups, but I'm just glad to be able to be at this point at 100 live broadcasts, even though many of us have done it now. I think when you get to that milestone, it makes it a little bit special because you're finally at 100. So from here on in, it could only be a plus for everybody. So and then TBC Revolution has got a page that I go to all the time, which is as good as being on the blog. So those probably the only two places I go to, one on Facebook and to the blog. So that means a lot to me to have all that information available to all of us. And my journey with TBC has been quite a labour, but a program and process that we're all a part of. My daughter has only just not long been a member in TBC, so if you'd like to just introduce yourself, Lace.
Hi, everybody. Is this like, can you hear me properly? Just
Should be.
Hi, my name is Lace Keys, and I'm a mum of 5. I have 5 kids with 5 grandkids. So should I explain a little bit about the Kangen water?
Just TBC, since you've been in TBC at the moment, yeah.
That's not going to be long.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I just joined, so I'm not really, don't really know anything about it. Still learning.
One of our members, his name is Stephen Cuffey. His one belief is always to go to the TBC blog, to the blog area, and because anything you need to know about TBC is in there. But yeah, carry on. You can talk about the water.
Okay, so the things that the water does for me is I have bad skin problems, especially with acne, and I don't know, you can't really, I used to have a pink face anyway. My face wasn't even normal. I had problems with my self-esteem because of it, and I didn't know how to get rid of the acne because I had it since I was a teenager, and I'm 46 now and I still had acne, so I didn't know what there was for me to get rid of it. So when I came across this water and I started taking it for about a month, I noticed the changes in my skin, and I was thinking, could it be the water? Because I was still skeptic about it. People say, have always said things to me, and I always jumped in on board to see if it would work, and it hardly ever did. But since with the water, it's the only thing that changed my face. And if the camera was clear enough, you'll probably be able to see my skin. And it's cleared up now to the point where I have no acne anymore. And that was my main reason why I wanted to stick with the water, is because it's the only thing that's worked for my skin, and it's worked for healing my insides of my body, because I didn't know what else to take for the inside of your body. And the water has made a huge difference in my life. So I thought, wow, if it's gonna be like that for me, what is it gonna do for other people that are close to me? And I ran it by my mum, and I said, oh, Mum, you should try this water. But I didn't know she was sick at the time, because sometimes she looks really good and then sometimes she doesn't. So one day when I walked in, she was really, really sick, and even I could feel that she was sick, and I was lucky enough to have this bottle of water on me. And I said to her, oh, you should just give this a try and see what happens. So she was open to anything because she was so sick she couldn't even walk. So I tipped her a glass of water and I gave it to her, and straight away she just ran for a bucket. Oh no, she didn't run for a bucket flew to her, and she spewed up straight away. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. And she goes, she was shocked herself because she didn't know that just a glass of water could heal the insides of her body so quickly. That happened in about 5 minutes while we were still sitting there. And even I was shocked. I was like, are you all right? And she's like, yeah, I think I'm getting there. And she just needed to spew for about another 20 minutes. So as soon as she finished spewing for the past 20 minutes gone by, she was in the room spewing while we were in the kitchen eating, but we kind of stopped eating because we could hear her. And then she walked out of the room. But before she went in the room, she couldn't even walk in the room. She had to push herself on a wheelchair thing to move around. So that was another shock. We're like, whoa, what are you doing? She just walked out of the room and her eyes had popped out of her head nearly. And she goes, oh, I feel so much better. And that was the best actual, the best visualization of what that water could do for my mum, or somebody that was really chronically sick. So I use my mum all the time as a testimony to, well, not only a testimony, but it's really heartfelt because it actually really happened. And I just get a little bit emotional when I see some things like that happen in real life. Like you wouldn't know unless you actually were there. So yeah, that's me for now. Should I give it back to you, Mum?
Yeah, okay. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's why I made one of my videos, the point being house plus wealth equals abundance, because how can I enjoy my abundance, my wealth, if my house is not in shape? And so I thought that was a good marry up, and I wasn't afraid to speak of the Kangen water, which has helped me get to where I am today. Because as many know, I actually did a broadcast from hospital 2 weeks ago. I was so sick, I was in hospital, but I managed to sneak my laptop in, and the nurses were growling me early in the morning to get back into bed and the rest of it. But I just needed to still have that connection with my TBC community, and so I managed to sneak into Randy Wilson's live broadcast, and that was getting my house back in order is very important, because how can I enjoy my wealth if my house doesn't match up? And so today I actually got in the car and I went and drove myself. I do blood tests every Monday, and I drove myself up there. Normally my sister would take me. She drives me practically everywhere. So I had that little encounter where I could get out today and go and do my bloods and have a little bit of a drive around, and then my legs go numb. So then I know I have to go home. You know, I had my little joyride for the morning. So yeah, so my journey up to now has been it's been a bold one, and but the focus is not anymore on my health. I mean, yes, it always will be, but moving ahead with TBC, and you know, and today celebrating my 100th broadcast, and so it's been a wonderful thing and a wonderful experience, and the people in my international uh, family that all have learned how to say kia ora when they come on, because there's many of us from New Zealand that are that meet every week as far as the broadcast is concerned. And so even our Randy Wilson knows how to say kia ora to everybody when we have our Zen button meetings. Kia ora, cousin.
Kia ora, Julz. Thanks for having me. I'm just working off my mobile, believe it or not. So,
oh, no, you'll come through loud and clear.
Hi, Andira. Hi, Lace.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
So introduce yourself.
Hello, Sharon. Sharon, how you doing?
Hi, everybody. It's Sharon Weller here. I'm visiting Auckland, New Zealand at the moment, and I have enjoyed my time here, but I will be going home soon. I wish I could stay longer, but no such thing. So, yeah. As for the Kangen, oh, that magic. When I say magic, yes, it is. I use the Kangen water myself, using it for 3 months straight. And hopefully when I go back to Perth, I will be taking my machine with me. So
Yes, it's wonderful to have it at your fingertips.
it certainly is. It certainly is, Kaz.
And thank you so much for visiting me at hospital when you and your sister came along. That was the best day ever for being in hospital, that is.
It was so nice to see you. I mean, we see each other all the time on the internet, but it never is the same as actually sitting in front of you.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah, talking to you one-on-one. It was beautiful. Yeah, absolutely magic. I'd just like to say one more thing. I'm here in New Zealand, I put on some weight. So
you always put on weight when you come back here.
Every time I come home, I always put on weight. So let's hope the Kangen will, the magic kicks in, and we'll see how much weight I lose.
Oh, thank you for that, cuz it's been awesome. It's been awesome. And I'm just trying to somebody's looking for the link. Maybe a second, guys. Where is he?
Hello, Julz. Can I?
Sorry,
I just want to.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I just want to explain a little bit about the Kangen water, because my brother is into a lot of alternative medicine and treatments. Then basically what it is for everybody to understand how it works is it's alkaline water. And what happens is when your system, because of all the sugar, all the stuff we put into our body, all the manufactured produced products that we eat, it increases the acidity of our system. And the acid level, most of us understand the pH value. When there's too much acidity in your system, it promotes viruses, bacteria, inflammation, all the worst things will happen to your body. When you take alkaline water, Kangen water, it neutralizes the acidity in your body and then regulates your pH level. And what happens is when your system is neutral, viruses, bacteria, all those terrible things that usually happen to your body would have to go, because they cannot thrive in a neutral environment, or an environment that has a higher alkaline level. So I very much would encourage not just people that are that don't feel too well. I'll encourage everyone to try as much as possible to get their hands on alkaline water. If they have the opportunity of joining the Kangen program or whatever way of getting alkaline water, to reduce the acidity in your system and to prevent all the nasty things, and you will live better. So that's the explanation my brother gave, and that's my own personal research on an alkaline water.
Yeah.
So
But
thank
even
you.
though, it's welcome. Even though I've got the machine now hooked up in my kitchen, you still have to learn how to use the levels and what levels, which is. But the guaranteed thing from the machine is that every bit of water that's coming out of it is all useful. So you don't you don't tip out anything, because the bottom part that comes out waste is actually good for cleaning windows and cleaning the floor and stuff. So the machine is actually saving you money as well. It's a toner. It's so many uses. But yeah, you're so right, Femi. So I still have to learn up about the different levels of the water with the machine, and having it at your fingertips. It's just magic now. You know, I don't worry about because I was going up the road actually where my daughter works. They had the machine up there, so we were going to fill up there, and then. But now that you've got your hands on your own machine, well, it's at your fingertips. So learning about it and knowing what the goodness of the water is, and look at me, I feel so much better, and because I've been on it now for 2 months. Even when I was in hospital, I never drank the tap water that they give you in their jug. So yeah, I can only say good things about it, and if it helps me with my journey through TBC, well, that's even better still. So, you know, enjoying your abundance with good health goes hand in hand, as far as I'm concerned.
And
yes,
I was talking today with Carla about it, and she said that, you know, there's probably different ways of healing different sicknesses. So, you know, when you're on medication, you have to take the 7.0. You can't go higher than that, otherwise your medication is not going to work, because it absorbs all the medicine and it flushes it out.
Yeah.
Also, if you're going to want to lose weight, you have to have the right diet to go with the water, because you're not going to lose weight just by drinking the water. So, you know, which is normal in any case. You eat the right food, you drink water, you lose weight. But I haven't been doing that because I've been not eating the right food all the time. I try my hardest, but it's too hard. So yeah, you have to balance yourself out with the water to know how your body is operating at the same time, to go hand in hand with the water. And Sharon is ringing us.
Oh, are you ringing? Oh, she's probably on it because she's on her phone. So yeah, my now with all the what I really like now is about the simplicity of the registration now. Femi, you know, you don't have to go to the billion coin info anymore and sign up there and then sign up there and then sign up there, and so the registration, and there's quite a few people over the last few days, and it's been so much simpler, and you know, TBC admin is just you know, they've been going that extra mile to simplify things for everybody, and that's what sets our TBC admin apart from any other program that you're ever going to be in, because of the interaction that they give all the time. Yes, we can hear you, Sharon. But so since the inception of, that's why I say I celebrate. Oh, okay, then hang up. How do I mute everybody?
Maybe click on her picture. Can you see that? Oh, I got it.
Yeah. and where was I? Oh gosh, I've lost traction.
The registration.
Yeah, registration. I registered a couple of people over the weekend, and it was such a smooth encounter, you know, even to the point of getting their wallet all up and regulated, and they were, but I didn't actually do it myself. You know, you have to give the onus back to the person that's registering now, and then they had seen how easy the process was, without me having to do it for them. And so I think that a lot of people are now, because of the easy way that they can register, are happy to do that now, and happy to know that they've accomplished that without without having to ask too many questions. And but you still have to maintain that they've got their job to do as well. Hi, Stephen. Hello, Stephen Cuffy.
How you doing?
Oh, nice to have you here.
Yes, I'm calling from USA. How y'all doing there?
Hello, Stephen.
Hey, Femi, how you doing? I want to first congratulate Julz for your 100th live broadcast.
Thank you very much.
Excellent job. Excellent job. I'm so proud of you. I would not miss this for the world.
Thank you so much. So on my panel, I've got here my cousin Sharon Weller, Stephen, and my daughter
Sharon Weller's here. Oh my God, yeah. This is so pleasant.
And my daughter Lace.
Oh my God, this is incredible! Incredible. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you too. I love all of you over there in New Zealand and Australia. I just love all of y'all. I hear so many great things. With Julz, I tell you, Julz, I know I'm going to Africa with Randy, you know, in the fall. But I told Randy we have got to get to New Zealand.
Yes, you got to get to New Zealand.
We have got to get to New Zealand. We got to get there.
Here. You'll love it here. You won't want to go back.
I know that's what Doc Joe Stevens tells me that all the time. I won't ever go back. Maybe I need to buy a home over there or something. I mean, the people are so friendly there. Y'all so friendly and kind. You know, it's amazing how TBC has bridged the gap for all of us. And I can't wait to see Femi in Nigeria pretty soon.
Oh yes, you're off to Africa with Randy.
Wow.
So Stephen Cuffy and Randy Wilson will be journeying to South Africa to do some conventions over there, eh, Stephen?
Awesome.
Yes, we're going to be in we're going to Nigeria, South Africa, Cameroon, and Ghana. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, we're gonna be there, and it's supposed to be. I know that they want to put us closer to the airport, and and it's supposed to we're talking to the main leaders in all the countries, and they want to put us. They want to have. I'm hearing. I don't know how true it is, but they say they want to have a 500 seat place. Now I'm hearing that it's supposed to be a paid event. I don't know all about that, because I understand when Randy went to Papua New Guinea and all the Philippines, it was like a packed house. So I don't know what they're gonna do, but I know what Femi was talking about, how nice Lagos Nigeria is. And so I really want to see that place, you know, I want to see it. So I'm just really excited. I'm preparing what I want to say to the people, which I already knew. I've always wanted to go to Africa because my ancestors from there, and I know who they are. I know who they were, should I say. So I can't wait to get there myself.
Yeah, awesome.
But I'm just happy for you, Julz. I'm just happy for Julz, you know.
Stephen, you've picked the right choice of countries to visit. Yeah,
yes,
that's right.
Yes. I cannot come to the continent of Africa and not go to Nigeria. My God.
Nigeria,
Most of
Ghana,
our
South
TBCs are in Nigeria.
Yeah, well, Nigeria's got the biggest registered members, eh?
Wow.
Yeah, and the things they're doing, I was watching a video today that I think he was from Nigeria, and he was holding $40,000 in naira that he had just made, and he had made, I guess, someone, I don't know, he made in TBC. I saw a video, and then I know Verona, he's got this store he's starting, but people, when he's got products, he's paying for 100% TBC. I mean, that's just remarkable to me, you know. So it just shows he's an example to show that it can be done worldwide. So someone had to start it. Someone had to start it, right?
Mm.
Yeah, the reason why, the main reason why TBC is spreading very fast and a lot of people are adopting it in Nigeria is because our government has always, or had and has always been failing us. So most of us don't wait for the government to do things for us. Whatever comes, we try as much as possible to quickly adopt it so that we can free ourselves from the government. The government, they'll never change. That's why a lot of people, there's basically in Nigeria, electricity, you have to generate it yourself. Water, you need to produce it. You need to yourself. You know, we have electricity, but most of the time it's offline. You know, as I'm speaking to you now, there's no electricity where I am. I'm generating my own electricity.
Wow.
So anything, yeah, most of my I'm not trying to bash my country. I'm just telling you the truth. The reason why,
yes, I believe it.
The reason why TBC is very, very, you know, because we don't have welfare. The government doesn't care. You know, you need to just sort yourself out. So whatever comes and is able to take us to the next level, and we see that it's good, we adopt it quickly. As long as we don't need to depend on the government, because the government has failed us for too long.
Yeah, and TBC is it's going to fill that gap.
Yes, it's going to fill that gap for a lot of people.
Awesome. Because as we can see, like what's happening in the Philippines and what's happening in Papua New Guinea, they're adopting it.
Countries that are very slow to adopt TBC and probably the cryptocurrency craze is because one way or the other, their governments or the environment is okay for them. You know, they may not have a lot of money, but they are still a bit comfortable. So the adoption is like most of the countries in Europe. You know, the adoption is very slow because they have good roads, they have everything.
Yes,
but the countries like the Philippines, Nigeria, Ghana, all those other countries, Cameroon, we need to sort ourselves out because the government has failed us for too long.
Wow. Man, you know, one thing it's a shame that we talk about this, and Randy and I talk about it all the time, and the rest of you all, we all talk about how central banking system and the governments have this control. And I talk about it in my live broadcast. They keep us at a certain, it's designed to keep us at a certain level. So you never progress. And thank God we have TBC where we're building our own economy, on you know, our own community. And we just got to keep that. We got to keep, we kind of underneath the radar. And so we got to keep growing. And I think I was I was on the live broadcast today with Dan Lux. He said that we really need to really turn it up, man, and building our community. Because last year there was a time, and unfortunately we went through a tough time technology wise in the old network. But we went from, we were having 20, remember we were 25,000 to 50,000 people per day was coming to our community. And so we went from 100,000 to 1 million really fast. So now that we have already completed migration, now's the time for us to grow like we did this time last year. Because it was about this time last year we started having big numbers and people coming into TBC. But like I said in a lot of my broadcasts, we got to be real careful who we bring into our community. You got to be strong people like Femi, like all of us, you know, that's leaders, and we get more broadcasters out, and not just broadcasters, but broadcasters in different languages. Then we can be joined and try. See, I've been talking to people. We've been talking, Brandy, myself, Cashmere Rich. We're talking about, actually, he said we got to do it like in the United States. We got to do it like a diplomatic way. Like I live in the state of Virginia, on the east coast of the United States. Randy lives in California, 3,000. Well, we do miles in our country, but he lives across the country. Cashmere lives in the middle of the United States, in a place called Chicago. So we're all spread it out. So we're talking about, I don't know, having a certain diplomatic way where we can actually center on building a community in our location. Because United States, we should not be ranked number 6 people with 350 million people in our country. We got 350 million people in the United States. But the problem is our government is so darn powerful. I mean, they're strong. And so it's hard to we got to do it our way, because if we challenge them, we'll lose. We'll lose. Here in our country, we'll lose. So, but we got to do it underneath the radar, kind of speak. You know what I mean, Julz?
Yeah. The building is making it a little bit harder for you there in the United States.
See, the government wants to keep us down, like Femi was just saying. You know, he said they don't even have welfare, but they got welfare in our country, but it's all designed to keep you lower. It's designed to keep you poor. You see? Now, my family, we wasn't raised on welfare. I think my father, bless his heart, he worked very hard to make sure we had the things we needed. But in my last profession, I saw a lot of people on welfare, and they were very, very poor. They had their own poverty. That's why I say there are certain degrees of poverty. We like to say just poverty, but there are certain degrees of poverty. And I think Femi can agree with me that in his country, like Femi, you was telling me about electricity. Y'all use generators, right? Is it a certain time of day that your is a certain time of day that your electricity cannot be used or something?
I know it depends on the area. If you are in an estate where there are a lot of people, at night you can because nobody will have light at that point. If everybody puts on the generator, then it becomes noise pollution. So they don't allow it at a certain time of the day at night. And I think what most of us use now in Nigeria, you have a generator, then we have like a backup. They call it an inverter, and it stores electricity. And then we also have solar panels. So a lot of people use solar, electricity, generator, and an inverter just to get yourself off the grid.
Is that expensive? Are those items like is generators expensive or solar panels? Is that considered is that reasonable in your country for you all?
They are just I can't tell because we've spent most of our lives buying fuel for generators, so it's part of life.
So you can hardly compare.
It's a part of life. It's a part of life. Okay.
Here in New Zealand, we have a welfare system here in New Zealand that there's so many people dependent on it to get, and then they're barely getting by what they do get. And so the other night
there's a reason too behind the welfare thing. Our government keeps us from getting married. We're not allowed to get married in New Zealand. They punish us. Yes, Mum. They punish us for being married because you're not allowed on the welfare.
And if you don't name, say like you're a mother, solo mother, and you don't name the father, they tax. They take so much money away from your benefit until you name the father or the mother. If there's one parent missing on.
Are you telling me you're not? Did you just say you're not allowed to get married?
Yes.
Well, in a way that if you're married and you want to go on the welfare system, well, if you're married, they'll cut it in half. So many of them just split and say, oh well, that one will go on the benefit with one child, and that one will go on the benefit with one child. And so and like the other day, the other day I featured how our homeless were getting fed. So I featured them getting fed on outside on one of our main streets in Auckland here. And now I featured them getting fed. The homeless were getting fed, but it's nowhere near, like you were saying, there's different types of poverty. And seeing our people getting fed on the streets like that, as opposed to, what you see, the many kids that are dying because they don't even get water.
Right.
It's trivial, and you think, homeless are cold because we're in the middle of winter. They've got nowhere to sleep. They're sleeping outside the shops, and so people come along and feed them.
Wow.
But then, but you know how we've got their our scarcity blog with with those children that are dying because they're drinking the wrong water.
Yes.
The comparison is hardly the same, when you think of our poverty. Well, they're actually spoiled for choices. And then you've got these kids over here that have got no choice at all.
Wow.
They've got to defend themselves. And so, if TBC can bridge that gap, well, it's got to be a major thing.
But think about this. We're the broadcasters. We are the pioneers, the frontiers, the people think about what TBC is going to become. We haven't even, we still at the beginning stages of what we can be. But think about what we're going to become later if we just stay the course. Just stay the course, because some people have left, some people coming back, but we have been there all along. So, man, I wish it was something I could just get over there and, Femi, I'm gonna tell you, man, I feel you, man. I really do, what you've been going through your life, and I just wish it was something that we could do to do.
Well, for me, I think the first thing people need to break out of is the mental slavery.
Yes.
There's no amount of money. There's no amount of infrastructure you produce if the people are still enslaved.
Yes,
it's not going to work. So TBC, and I like the vision on TBC and the mission. We first need to eradicate mental poverty.
Yes,
that is the first step for the manifestation of, because I'm in Nigeria. I see everything around, but I also face the same problems everybody faces, but I've been rescued or saved mentally a very long time ago. And because of that, my outlook in life, the way I interact with people, where I've been, like for me, I've done projects in almost 6-7 countries.
Wow.
have, you know, I did my master's in the UK. You know,
Really?
I have, yes, I did. I spent a year in the UK. You know, and
Wow.
presently I work for a multinational company. So, you know, I had to free my. If I had tried to depend on the government or looked at my situation, you know, and, you know, kept myself down. You know, I think it was part of my last broadcast that I mentioned. I said something about my mom, and I was feeling, I felt entitled. But she changed my orientation, and since then, regardless of where I find myself, even though I'm in Nigeria, I am successful.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
even if
Mm-hmm.
without TBC, before TBC, now in TBC, or even after TBC, I will still continue to be successful.
Right, because you
So
already got it here. You got it here already.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this has to change.
Yes. Yes.
You
Yes.
cannot, if you give 2 million, let's even say $2 million to a community that, you know, with a
That's
lot of
life
poor
changing.
people, you know, to change them, to feed the people that you give the money to. They have to have that abundance mindset, because what happens in the country is when there's a large donation to solve problems, they steal the money.
It's still the
Doesn't
money.
go to
Yes.
the right
Yes.
place.
Yeah. So, and you know, what would they use it for? They'll use it to buy houses in different countries and buy Lamborghini, you know. So even the leaders in the country, the people that would distribute the wealth and fix, they need to be free from this mental slavery.
Yep.
So that's the
Yep.
first, that for me, my focus, if you notice on my page, the Billion Coin Revolution, I'm trying to hit people's mentality. I'm not trying to make money from you. I'm not trying to make money from people. I'm trying to give them the opportunity and change this so that when the money comes, you will know what to do and you do it
Right.
right.
You know one thing? That is you just said the key thing. I was talking to Randy about this. I said, Randy, if we go over there and we could bring globs of money over there, right? But if we don't change this right here, you're doing them a disservice. You're doing them a disservice. You got to change this right here, their mindset, and that's not going to be easy, because you're talking decades of people.
It takes time, but it has to be done.
Yeah.
And
today I demonstrated my back office to my daughter, and I showed her what the benefits of doing broadcast, you know, the 5 million I've been getting, and I showed her how the back office and things like that, even though she hasn't quite gotten into it at the moment because it's only been a couple of weeks. And so seeing my cookie rewards, you know, which amounts to mega amounts of zeros, as we all know, it didn't really mean anything to her because she hasn't been able to delve into it, you know. And I was going to look, I'm a billionaire, you know, but what does that mean to her? Nothing, because at the moment she's got yet to learn. But it was an eye opener to see. And she goes, "Oh, do you get paid for broadcasting, Mum?" I go, "Yeah." So I showed her that, you know, and showed her the cookie rewards, and so for her to actually see the physical part of what happens in our TBC back office, in our Kringles Cash Back Office, and her seeing the proof of the fruits of my labour, you might say.
Right.
And so that was proof enough to her that although at the moment her focus on the Kangen water, you don't really need anything else in between. And what I mean by that is that I was in so many programs, you know, I didn't know I was Arthur or Martha half the time. So I pulled out of everything, you know, all these little things that I was on, I pulled out of them all because my focus, it's bad enough my focus as it is, but I had to focus on TBC. And now that I've got my health to focus on, well, then I've got two very important things in my life that I need to focus on right now at this moment. So, like I was saying, marrying up health and wealth, that wasn't a problem. It goes hand in hand.
Well, I tell you, a lot has to do with how we deal with the situations in our country, how we can cope with it. Because if you allow it to weigh on you, see, I guess I thank God for my health most of all, because I'm pretty healthy, and because but I did that. It goes back to what Femi just said. I developed a very positive mindset many years ago, and I did it on my own, believe it or not. And I read a lot of books. I talked to people that had influence, and I'm at a point now that I just want to build my own wealth, so I can be an example for others. See, that's what TBC talks about, cash flow. And I think what administration wants to do, because some people have been complaining about not making cash flow, essentially they haven't followed the system. So so what I'm saying is, yes, we got to help people.
Yes.
And that's what Randy had to come down a little bit himself, because he was talking about help, but he wasn't talking about the cash flow he's making. So he's saying, okay, let's train people how to make cash flow, so we can be an example for those out there that we can help. Because if you're already in poverty yourself,
I'm a part of it myself, so I've got to learn. I've got to learn that part. So investing in myself is not a problem.
Yeah, because you got to be an example for people in poverty. If you're already in poverty yourself, and you don't, how can you show someone else how to get out of poverty?
Yes.
So I think the administration is starting to see that.
That's why I value his cash flow program, and I didn't even give it a second thought. I just joined, because I knew coming from Randy there was value there. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, guys, coming up to Sorry, Stephen. I was just gonna. We're coming up to an hour now, and then that was.
I came on late myself. That's right.
So
let me. I just want to have a last word. Sorry, I just want to have a last word for Lace, your daughter, and TBC is wonderful. You can see the way it's connecting people. Like on this broadcast, you already see 3 nationalities: American, New Zealand, and a Nigerian, and so many other people. Now, TBC to me is not just money; it's a resource. It's like crude. It's like crude oil. When you are mining for oil, from oil you can produce so many things. You can trade it for money. You can use it to do different plastics. It has within it a lot of things. So if you see TBC as a resource, an infinite supply of resource for you to do many things, it will be easier than just seeing it as money. So if I introduce someone to it, I tell them that buy some coins, which is a resource to you. Then you can use it for so many things. So many things will come out of it. So that's my little contribution. And welcome.
It's awesome. I've got a lot of learning to do. This is my first broadcast, so I'm enjoying the whole atmosphere of it. And no, I'll get there, but I might be slow in the beginning, but I'm lucky I've got my mum there. She can help me out if I get stuck. And thanks for having me, by the way. My first broadcast. I like
it. Thank you, Julz. Thank you, Stevens. Thank you, Lace.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Nice meeting you. And I'm here to help anyone that needs my help. I'm here all the time. You can reach out to me. I'm here always to help.
Okay. Well, thank you also very much, guys. Anderia Medlock, Larry Kiermaier Brown, Bex Pure and Key, TBC Revolution, and yourself, Stephen Cuffey and Sharon Weller. Thank you all for coming along to celebrate this momentous moment with me. And I hope to catch you all on your live broadcast. Thank you so much. Ka kite from New Zealand, guys. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.